This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labyrinthia is researching.
Hold it! Wait. That sounds actually really scary. Just what is this about?
The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it. People who drink it daily acquire that odd condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal. Yes, although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants.
Yeah.
Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison. Upon my beard! Poison? This poison doesn't harm the body. It has an effect of manipulating the mind.
So it brainwashes people.
I've been writing the story for 10 years. The title...
Oh my god. So many voices that are lower.
The title of this story is Labyrinthia. The ink I used to write it was made from those plants.
Oh, Nick! Do you remember how funny the ink smelled?
That was the gas released when the ink evaporates, and that's where the trick is.
What?
Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible to suggestion.
You mean brainwashing?
They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic. It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth! So that was the true purpose of the parades. Pages of the story written in that special ink were regularly distributed among the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in a state of hypnosis. Indeed, the creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis.
Sounds like an alien invasion if you ask me. Sounds like a horrible experiment in my opinion.
That was one of the topics of our research. Then, the story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia.
That was also in that ink.
You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy realized through the Shade's work and the hypnotic effect of the ink vapors. Is that how it was all this time?
Labyrinthia used hypnosis to control all these people. I can't believe that the government was supporting that. Seriously!
This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects.
Hold it! All the townspeople subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time?
No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more. I must say that I am afraid of what the answer to this question might be, but where did these people come from? You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you? Of course not.
I feel abducted. I'm pretty sure Phoenix and Maya, as well as Layton and Luke feel abducted because they just randomly came here.
Every test subject signed a contract with Labyrinthia.
I don't remember signing a contract. a contract to have their memories erased and be used like pawns in a story? Sounds about right, considering this is, The
current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew, forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. There are more people like that out there than you might think.
Yeah, I kinda can see that one.
They have all agreed to participate in our research.
But that's insane! Yeah, but you don't know how... I don't know if Phoenix realizes how... bad some people have it! Yeah! Such as... Well, I'm not gonna get into that sort of stuff, but I think people know what I'm thinking.
It's not as unreasonable as you suggest. We give them a new identity, a chance to start their life again. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects. In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So, ultimately, they are not aware of what is going on.
Obviously, Phoenix and Maya didn't sign it though, because they still had their attire when yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on here. Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories. We suppress them. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia, once their contract is over.
Is this a lifetime agreement? That's the next question. So, this place was uninhabited before you started this research 10 years ago? And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight? Well, not everyone, but the people that have been here for, like, the few people that started, yeah. Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time.
It was achieved through the distribution of the story during parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals.
Yeah, but it seems like there was a lot of parades that were happening between, like, when we first got here. Like, what? Wasn't it every day straight, it felt like? Wasn't that a little too much exposure right there?
That was the true purpose of that event. I have been born and raised here. It was a poor, small town with no industry to speak of that had fallen behind the times. Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke.
I knew it! It just seemed like it was that, because it was like he was giving out medicines and stuff, so he was actually helping the townsfolk with medicines, and because of this pharmaceutical corporation, it seemed like it was two and two together, pretty much.
Sir Newton Belduke, the alchemist!
So they were childhood friends. The plot thickens.
He had always been interested in the unique natural features of this land. There was really nothing here, but to us, this area was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day, we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. we stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns, leading to the colossal ruins. Whoa! Look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And the strange writing! I had never seen anything like it before! We found ancient writings in the ruins. Oh wait, we found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere. They believed that plants and water in that area was cursed by an entity they called the Great Witch Espella. The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home. That is all that we managed to decipher. Bezella's curse. It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin? The Bell of Ruin.
Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower! I wonder why it's got an ominous name like that.
Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery. I knew it! This place is special! It has some kind of mysterious power!
Yes, they had white and gray hair back when they were kids, too.
If we could find out what it is, our humble town would become famous! You know what? I'm going to do that! I will unravel the mystery of this place! And so, Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved in the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London.
And then combine the two.
I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded at extracting a new anesthetic from the local plants. Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Labyrinthia? Yes, it was a huge success for Labyrinthia Incorporated, and before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died. All the townspeople perished.
Wow. Damn.
Huh? Just what on earth happened to them? That does not matter anymore. We purchased the environs of our town. The mountains, the lake, the plains, everything.
I feel like that's something that I'd really like to know, though.
Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. It was much smaller in the beginning. It started as no more than a village.
Yeah, that looks like a really small village. That actually kind of reminds me of the one that's in the outskirts of the big town, though. Like what? With the well right here, too?
Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well. More people were signing the contract with Labyrinthia, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct? Yes, they would sign the contract, be hypnotized, and assigned a role, and then be introduced to the world of the story. I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale. Espella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character. She does not exist. But then, magic and witches! Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches.
Part of me thinks, isn't it kind of odd that he's allowing, like, this whole entire story to be told? It's like as if the government stopped funding his project or something, because... And then Luke realizes what happens if everyone is about to die and perish for staying here too long or something. After being told that.
Alright, so it was all fake. That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches? With magic and witches are thrown into the fire. You could have made it a peaceful, pleasant world where everyone would be happy.
No, that was not possible.
But why?
This is a research facility, after all. We're researching ways to completely control human beings.
Yeah, this is the part that I'm talking about, right here.
Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations, so we decided on a fantasy setting. We wouldn't have gotten funding from the government otherwise.
Wow. So the government only funded it because of that. Ugh.
In other words, we're running a business.
I hate that excuse. Yeah, that's a good response to that, because seriously. But just what instructions do you give to the people you hypnotize? You don't give each of them a full set of memories of their whole fictional life, do you?
No, it's much more simple than that. We only give them two pieces of information. The first one, that they were born in this town, and the second was their new occupation. Then they fill in the gaps themselves, without being aware of it. The human mind requires a consistent story of one's life, which means, of course, that no Labyrinthian has memories from earlier than 10 years ago. No one has any memories from before they came to Labyrinthia. What are you saying?
That's all just one big fat lie! You're a big fat phony! Wow, that was an old thing. I am who I am!
But can you remember your childhood? I can't.
That's true! I can't remember even my parents!
No way! I can't recall my own mother's face!
As you can hear, no one can remember their real past. There are no exceptions.
Wait a second.
No exceptions?
I smell a
contradiction here. Ah! It seems Mr. Wright, too, has noticed it now. What are you talking about, Layton?
Mr. Cantabella, you have just testified that not a single citizen of this town remembers anything from more than 10 years ago.
Yes, as that is the truth.
Now, that is a strange assertion, especially coming from you.
What? What do you mean?
There is one person in this town who remembers what happened more than 10 years ago.
That cannot be. It is impossible. They must be merely imagining things now. Mr. Wright, please enlighten us all. Who is this person that remembers their past?
Espella Cantabella.
Take that! Your own daughter! Precisely, Mr. Wright. That person is none other than Espella Cantabella. What? That's impossible!
It's true, Dad. I remember it clearly as if it happened yesterday. The legendary fire.
No, that's impossible! That's just your imagination, Espella!
No, it's not! I couldn't remember it before, but it all came back to me because I'm Espella.
No, no, no! Espella, there are no witches! That fire, it was just a bad dream! The Inquisition would like to call Espella Cantabella to testify! What? Regardless of whether Miss Cantabella is Bezella or not. Her memories may contain valuable clues. Yes, that may be so. No, wait! I don't agree to this. This trial is over, Your Honor. I control you all through hypnosis. Obey me!
Objection!
You seem to be forgetting us. You seem to be forgetting something, Mr. Cantabella. Your story has ended. You are no longer in control.
Ooh, he just called him out.
You are merely one of the characters. And this is also why we will not cease seeking the truth until we find it. Defense, what is your opinion on this?
Espella keeps insisting that she's the witch Bezella. As her attorney, I should refuse to let her speak to the court. Yeah. But what's really important now is finding the truth, just as Layton said. There's only one way to proceed with this trial. And that's by questioning Miss Cantabella about her memories.
In that case, the court summons Espella Cantabella as a witness. Attendants, bring the accused to the witness stand. Now, witness.
I'll be right back either in a second or in the next video. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, I'm back.
Let's continue the story. Testify about your memories of the legendary fire.
Yes, my lord. I was just a little girl when it happened. During the annual fire festival, everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell tower. The great witch Bezella awoke within me, and I brought calamity upon the town. An enormous fire dragon appeared. I was trembling with fear. terrified by what I had summoned.
Witness, what you have told us wasn't a bad dream or fairy tale, but what you actually experienced?
Yes, it was. Like I have already said, I remember it very clearly. The heat from the fire, the smell of the smoke.
Espella, what are you talking about? The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alright.
Was there really a huge fire that destroyed the town?
And what about Espella? Is she even real? The answers are in Espella's testimony, of course. Alright, let's get cracking.
I was just a little girl then.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You were just a little girl then? Hold it! Do you remember what age you were then?
I'm not quite sure, but I think I was 6 or 7.
And how old are you now? And how old are you now?
I'm 18 years old.
That means those events did take place more than 10 years ago. It's very odd that you have the memories that old, but perhaps you're mistaken about your age at the time.
Objection!
Your Honor, no one besides Espella has witnessed the legendary fire, which would mean that the incident occurred before Labyrinthia was created, over 10 years ago. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense at all!
Actually, did you ever take Espella as a child to, like, one of those Renaissance festivals or something? And brought her friend Darklaw with her? That could make sense, right? That could actually make perfect sense.
How many times do I need to tell you? There are no witches, no magic. Legendary fire is just a story. A story written by me. This interrogation serves no purpose. Mr. Cantabella, the court asks you to be quiet during another witness's testimony, unless you are asked to speak.
I love how he's not being referred to as the storyteller anymore.
Why did I have to kill myself? Why did I have to write myself off the story?
Everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell.
Hold it! Could you tell us a little more about this fire festival you were watching?
Yes, it seems to be an ancient custom in this area. The townspeople make a fire offering to the great witch Espella, so that she will not bring misfortunes upon them. A great fire is lit in the middle of the town square. The festival lasts all night long.
Or maybe this is the old town that she's remembering. And that everyone actually died in the old town. Ugh, that's kind of creepy to think about.
That's correct. The festival takes place once a year. Once every year. It is quite magnificent, with all the townsfolk assembled in the square. Unless it is a counterfeit memory imprinted in our minds by you! Oh! No, this festival has been held here since before I was born. It appears to be very old custom indeed.
By the way, why were you in the bell tower in the first place?
Huh?
You know, you said everyone was at the town square. Why weren't you there?
I can't remember. I probably went there because Bazilla awoke within me.
Despite having vivid memories of the fire, you do not remember much of anything else that occurred that time.
Yes. I was at the top of the bell tower, looking down at the people in the town square. Someone was with me there. Ah, that's right. It was Eve.
That is one old cat, if that is Eve. At least what, 11 or 12 years old? If Eve's a kitten? Eve. Her black cat, huh?
I didn't think Eve was that old.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, then,